Today, the prince is finally here. We meet one of Doto's favorite characters in the entire series, and we have to start back over on Snake Way. All that right here in this video/podcast. Hope you enjoy. DotoDoya.
We're jingled in, Nano. We are jingled in, and it feels good to be back. Not that we went anywhere. Of course.
Dude, every podcast starts like that. They're like, damn, how long do you guys put in between your podcast recordings?
Bro, I feel like it's always a good time to say not that we went anywhere, because I feel like there's never going to be a time where I'm consistently confident in our upload schedule. I just don't think we're there yet. We haven't missed.
We've been consistent. We haven't missed a beat yet.
To them. To me, I feel like, bro, I've been anxiety ridden about this podcast at least 7 times already. But we're doing pretty good. By the way, I'm curious. Dude. I'm curious who you think my favorite character is, bro. I'm curious who you think it is, because you were right. My favorite character is in here, but I'm wondering who you think it is, because I think you're wrong, bro.
Wait, hang on. I thought Tien was one of your favorite characters.
Oh, we're talking. Oh, yeah, Tien. Yeah. Oh, yeah, you're right. He's top 3. Number 3, exactly.
Oh, okay. Dude, I'm still like, I feel like we've got to explore this. Why? And I think we have talked about it, but it's just so interesting to me that your top 3 characters are humans in Dragon Ball Z.
As a kid, and sometimes I see people have the same thought process I had as a kid. But I had a bad case of, like, do you remember the game Destroy All Humans?
Yes. Yeah.
So I'll just use that as an example. But any game that was about, like, humans being destroyed, I did not play, because it gave me so much duress. It caused me so much duress as a kid, because, bro, I'm a human. I'm on Team Humans. I'm never going to go against humans. Like, I did not like killing humans at all. So, like, Frieza's a good character. I will never play him in any Dragon Ball game, because when I was a kid, he killed the guys I like, bro. I hate Frieza. I actually don't like him. He's not fun to me. He's not cute, bro.
Right now, and I'm putting in DotoDoya Frieza fighters, and I guarantee there's at least a video.
I mean, you're gonna see it, but I'll pull up my fighter stats. I've played Frieza like 10 times max. Actually, I want to look it up too. DotoDoya fighters. Frieza.
The worst Frieza player 1 year ago. That's versus Frieza, the original DBZ.
That's me, bro. The first one that comes up is the worst Frieza player talking about me.
I thought Frieza was bad, but ... 2 years ago. Anyways, guys, we reacted to 3 episodes for this podcast. In case you weren't smelling what I was stepping in there. And so we will be talking about 3 different episodes right here in this podcast. And if you guys want to support us, go the extra mile, you want to watch our reactions to those 3 episodes, get other crazy bonus content, like Dato literally releasing what should have been a main channel video, but like on the actual Patreon.
What? Super bonus content? What?
Maybe like something for me that probably used to be a main channel video. Don't come at me, all right? It's just like times have changed, but maybe I'm gonna do like a figure arts video over on the Patreon.
What?
You want to see all that stuff, go down to the Patreon. Click the link. Should be in the bio. Should be all those things. Just search key moments. I said key members, because if you go over to the key moments Patreon and
that's what you are. That's what you are.
You're a key member. And so we appreciate you guys so much for going over there, supporting us over there. And if you're listening to this over there, thank you. Welcome. We also, of course, post podcasts over there. So
that is crazy, bro.
We're posting so much bonus content. I started thinking about that. We need to make collections, because we need like the reactions to be in their own feed, and then the DotoDoya surfs the internet to be in its own feed, because I bet you're going to do multiple of those.
That's definitely a multiple series, bro. But I'm surprised you're saying the SH figure arts. I forgot you even did those, by the way. I forgot about that. I definitely do remember back in the day, the Nanogenix figure video.
I recently made a playlist for those, because I am working on a video that I'm going to make that will go out for that, but it's going to take a lot of time, but it's going to be a really cool video. Speaking of collections, Dato, so I showed you I got this, right?
So the steel case.
I believe this is an Amazon exclusive potentially, but I went out to my local Walmart, and there was a Walmart exclusive.
Whoa! Hey, wait! I actually like that one better.
Yeah.
Why is that a Walmart exclusive?
As far as I'm aware, I mean, this might just be in the States thing. I need to double check, but for those of you that just listen, I'm holding up the finally finally, within the last week, we have collector's editions of Superhero. Absolutely absurd. I mean, this movie came out, a year and like 3 months ago in the States, a year and a half ago.
18 years ago, bro.
And then what's even crazier is that I've had this imported from Japan for almost a year now. This is a collector's edition of Superhero on Blu-ray in 4K. This is a 4K Blu-ray straight from Japan. And you can just now get the collector's editions in the States for this. So, by the way, if you can't tell, there's a huge difference between a collector's edition from Japan.
Yeah, just to go over it, the one he's holding up from Japan has Orange Piccolo and Beast Gohan hitting like a father-son reference special beam, and then on the back, the Cell Max and the androids,
and it comes with a booklet and a bunch of.
Oh my god, it's thick with bonus content, audio listeners, and also the American one, by the way, was Orange Piccolo by himself, and then the Walmart exclusive, which does look better to me, is just Beast Gohan by himself.
Yeah.
Both of which are, pretty sad offerings compared to the Japan exclusive. But
it's nutty. It's nutty.
What are you gonna do, dude?
Any of that? Do you have any of those? Do you have Superhero?
Yes. Wait. Actually, no. No, wait. I was thinking of Broly. I just have the Steelbook for Broly. Wow. I didn't pick up any Superhero, bro. I got to get the Walmart exclusive. Dude, but I mean, Broly is the objectively better movie, so.
It was one of two. It is, yes. And the further we've gotten out from Superhero, I stand by that even more. Matter of fact, on our trip down to my sister-in-law used to live here, then she left, and now she obviously flew back in, and then she hung out with us for the week. She just hung out at the house for the week, and then we all went together to our parents. And on the way down, I made them because I was driving, so I had the aux cable, of course, and so we listened to the Superhero theme, and then I pulled up the Broly v Gogeta theme, and I was like, "Listen, it's just not even comparison, bro." I'm sorry,
you gonna have to listen to this.
But truly, when you're listening to don't get me wrong, the Superhero theme is good. And the first time I heard the chanting from the Broly movie, I was like, "Oh god!"
I didn't like it. I didn't like it at first.
But then when I saw it, dude,
it changed a lot.
It changed a lot, dude. And so just re-listening to that music and stuff, I was like, man, yeah. And again, Superhero is really good. And in terms of modern TV stuff, it's like some of the best we've ever gotten. But Broly v Gogeta is just like.
The more I'm thinking about it, the more we should just do a podcast comparing these two, because I think we both have fallen on, like, again, as Superhero gets further and further out, Broly is just way too good. Like, I honestly think Dragon Ball might have peaked at Dragon Ball Super Broly, and I'm very worried that we're never going to get back to that.
Now that you said that, yeah, I'm going to shut up, because this sounds like
this is a podcast all in itself. This is a special.
We could easily talk about that for an hour, dude.
And if Key Moments was around back when Superhero dropped, again, we might not have even been on the wave because the recency bias does go crazy. I'll admit that. But I don't know, bro. Superhero was great. I think it's the second best movie easily.
Yes.
Broly was on some different energy, bro. Like, it was a cinematic story with heartfelt strings, and also 90% of it was fighting. How do you accomplish such a feat?
I was like, Doto, what do you mean? What story, bro? Everybody keeps saying there's no story. I'm like, y'all must not have watched the same movie.
Bro, that's the thing, bro, is Broly, that's a compliment. Broly's like, yeah, it was amazing, but it's all fighting. You watch the movie, it's like the origin of the Saiyan planet, Frieza backstory, Broly's childhood. I was like, bro, what are you talking about? This is a great story.
It's a fantastic story.
Damn, dude. So good. Saiyans, planets. That could bring us into our first episode. What
in
else?
That movie, there's no instance of 10 minutes of just sitting in a car to get all the backstory to understand why we should be watching this movie,
Oh, damn. I thought we were going to segue into the episode, but Nano had to take one more jab at the Superhero fans, bro. Teasing.
I genuinely do
stabbing,
love Superhero.
Bro.
I just want to make that as, I just think it's fun. And sometimes people take it heavily out of context and they think I'm really hating or something, and I'm not. I just think Broly was the better movie. That's all I'm saying. Anyways, Doto, we're on Planet Arlia. Vegeta and
Planet
Nappa
Arlia
are officially here.
Speaking of figure arts, you have the special color scheme of Vegeta, huh? You own that.
I do.
Yeah.
I used to have. So, did you ever collect Funko Pops? Were you ever a Funko Pop guy?
Nah, I missed out on that wave.
Good for you. Because. So I ended up. I used to have a New York Comic Con Planet Arlia Funko Pop, which back in the day was crazy. And so my buddy actually bought he was able to get 2, and he secured one for me. And at the time, it was like a $15 purchase that was an instant turnaround of like for $400 to $500.
Damn.
Yeah, I gave him a little extra, not much extra. I think like $15. Like I paid like double, just because, and he let me have it. And when I sold it, I felt a little bad because I was like, because by the time I sold that pop for a little over $1,000.
Damn, the turnaround.
Yeah, I don't think he's worth anywhere near that anymore, just because Funko Pops have really they made too many, man. Funko Pops went too crazy. They
blew too close to the sun,
and they made far too many of them. But yeah, so that, like, I used to have the Funko Pop and the figure arts, but I was just so over the Funko Pop. There's too many of them. There's just like for collection purposes, there's too many Dragon Ball ones, and I was just like, I can't keep up with this, because I'm someone that like I like to have the complete collection. Like, if I'm diving into a collection aspect, I want to have the complete collection. And with figure arts, it was hard for me to, I don't know how much you know about figure arts, but they've done reprints. So like, obviously there was the original base Vegeta, but now Vegeta's getting a new version. Did you see the one with Kui? I think his name Kui?
Yeah, the you mean just his figure that's all about him making Vegeta look cooler because he's dying in every shot?
Yeah. I can't believe he's getting one. But then that's the thing is Vegeta in his base like armor from the Frieza saga is getting a whole nother figure art. So I've slowly started letting go of like old 1.0 and 2.0 figures that have now been replaced with 2.0 and 3.0 figures. That was so difficult for me because I wanted to own them all, but it was like, what's the point?
You only have so much space.
Yeah, I can't display all of these. So what's the point of keeping them just for the sake of like, I have all of the Ace and H figure arts.
I actually own the original run of that figure. Yours looks better than mine, but mine is older. Yeah, anyway, for those that don't know, and they suck. For those that don't know, the Planet Arlia figure is cool because in this episode that we watch, Vegeta's color scheme is, for reasons that I am not aware of. I'm not that diehard of a fan on my Dragon Ball podcast. Yeah, that would make a great trivia for the end of this little segment of the episode. But he basically just has like a green orangish color scheme. He doesn't look anything like he does. Nappa looks completely normal. Yeah, so I'm really not sure why
out in the
he's built like
reaction.
that.
Why does Nappa look normal, but like Vegeta doesn't? Because if it were something about the planet that was making Vegeta look different, then why wouldn't Nappa look different? That's what has always confused me.
Yeah, no, it's not even close. Like Vegeta is wildly off. Like he's in green and orange. It's not a bad look. I definitely wouldn't say I prefer it. I'm glad he changes back when he gets to Earth. But it was weird, man. But they have done like some figures and stuff, which is why some of those things are so collectible, because it's just not a form of Vegeta we see for very long in this show. It was cool to see him now, even if he's not the kindest fella, not somebody I would keep on my fave 5, but whatever. I mean, he does him. So Nano, what happens in Terra on Arlia?
Dude,
in episode 1 of 3 for our run.
Yeah, this episode was crazy. I didn't really remember much about this episode. I did remember obviously the Arlia stuff, and that may have been even more so just because of the Planet Arlia variants of the figures coming out and me wanting to understand like what was going on.
The reference.
Yeah, why was I seeing that? But getting to see them interact with this, what I thought was a race that maybe had taken, like, I didn't know if they were even is the word indigenous, is that the right word for it? Like I felt like the race that they were interacting with was maybe a race that had taken over Arlia. Like maybe they weren't like Arlians, that was kind of the vibe I was getting, because Vegeta and Nappa actually get captured. Like they get captured, they just go along with it, which was kind of funny at first.
Yeah, Vegeta, I forgot. Vegeta like mind talks to him, and we were both surprised by that. He transfers his thoughts into Nappa's head.
Does that ever happen again in this series?
I don't think so, but he definitely pulled it off this time. He activated his king guy senses, bro. He looked at Nappa, and Nappa just heard him. Just raw energy. Just said, actually, let's get kidnapped. Let's have some fun.
Yes, which again at first seems kind of funny, and I guess they are, by the way, Arlians. I just to clarify, they are Arlians, but it was just that as we were watching it, I just had this vibe that they had
their planet was run down. Their planet was run down. The King Arlian, he messed everything up, bro. He had it in disarray. This world was falling apart.
So then,
but I just want to say one quick thought of their design is I don't know why they reminded me so much of the bugs from, I don't know if you're watching Invincible season 2, but Omni-Man would definitely be tapping that here, bro. He is into the bugs. He would have loved this place.
I've seen the like very short, I think was it an intro to one of the episodes? It was one of the Invincible things, and they like, I don't know. Yeah, I've seen something. I need to watch season 2. Have you watched season 2?
No, actually not yet. I'm saving it because it's one of those things where they split it up into 2 seasons. So I'm just gonna watch. I'm watching part 1 once season 2. Part 2 is Attack on Titan trained me for this, bro. I'm waiting for the part 2, bro. I'm all in on the weight strat.
I might just go ahead. I don't know. I may just go ahead and end up watching it because Invincible season 1 was so good, but I waited until that was all out. If I don't know if they did a drip on that or not, I can't remember, but I just binged that like in one sitting, pretty much. Like it was like 2 nights and I was done. Anyways, back to this. So the thing with this episode that really got me, and I think a lot of these episodes recently, this one really getting me, is that they're actually telling decently captivating stories within these little episodes. So in this one specifically, Vegeta and Nappa getting kidnapped or letting them get captured by the Arlians, and then the Arlians being all like thinking they're like big, bad, and tough and stuff, and getting back. And then they take Vegeta and Nappa down into a cell, and then you find out that all these people are like rebels, you know, and they're like trying to go against the king. And then you find out that the king's bride is actually one of the guys in the prison cell.
He was cucking this guy in the cell, and he was in prison, bro. Like, what? Man took like 17 losses.
Like, crazy. And they're just like, and they're even like, yo, y'all are down here and da 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 da. And like, I think they were plotting like to get out and stuff. And like Vegeta and Nappa were just like looking at them, you know. It's like
this is probably the nicest, even though they're not nice here. Look, I know early on in this podcast I was sticking up for Raditz. It's because I was right, bro. Real Saiyans are not Raditz nice, bro. The nicest Vegeta and Nappa ever are. Is these people said stuff like they were like, oh, hey, welcome to the prison. Sorry they got you too. We know what it's like. And they didn't kill them. That's the nicest these guys yet. They just relaxed. They're like, yeah, not for long though. I did think it was funny that instead of just blowing them up, they just like later on when, you know, this is way later in the episode, they escape eventually. The bug's like, oh, they melted the bars. I just imagine like Nappa like doing the circle thing, like with energy melting the bars instead of just blowing it up.
Yes.
I don't know why that visual in my head is very funny.
Man. Yeah. So like, okay, I guess not to jump too far ahead. I think when I say the compelling stories, I'm more speaking to this episode and then the like 2 previous ones with the dinosaur and the robot, because not too many spoilers, but the next episode, I don't feel like told much of a compelling story.
The episode 2 of our 3-episode romp, no spoilers, but might not be getting the highest score for me today. Probably the lowest score for me today.
Actually, yeah, but bar none.
Like on your wave, like what did episode 2 have compared to this one? Had, I would say, 3 storylines, and the one that I would agree with you on is like the compelling, like underlining is we got that romance arc with the prisoner that wanted his wife back.
Yes,
like that's something. Those are characters that exist. They want something. So I was. Again, this episode, it had that at least. For a filler, that's decent.
I mean, I feel like decent. For filler episodes that, because I don't know, some of this has to be in the manga. I have to imagine some of this, even if it's just a single panel, like you can't. I don't know. We'll find out. We're gonna find out. And
I guess we're gonna find out at the end.
As we do these podcasts, I forget to always be like, you know what? By the way, we're gonna talk about the episodes, and we're also gonna talk about fun facts and manga differences and all of that. We do that for every single episode with the podcast.
We do it a lot.
Massive shout out to also the Dragon Ball Wiki for that. But I feel like some of this, maybe nothing with the Arlian specifically, but I feel like there's got to be a small check-in to remind the reader, like Vegeta and Nappa are on their way. And even if it's not even much, it's just them maybe eating. There's maybe a manga panel of them eating at Planet Arli. I don't know. I feel like there's got to be something. But
yeah, like maybe a chapter cover or like chapter art or something like that. Yeah. I can see that.
But all that to say is that I also feel like when we get to this episode 2, I don't feel like much of that's probably manga either. I feel like that's true. No. So if you're gonna give us filler, then I want the robot episode, I want the dinosaur episode, and I want this episode.
Or like I was gonna say, another thing this episode did. Now we're speaking of jumping ahead, we're gonna jump back. This episode gave me some payoff, Nano. Some very righteous payoff, because this is the first episode where we see a young Gohan cook. And I mean that literally, he actually is cooking our arch nemesis, the dinosaur, bro. And I like his strategy, bro. I was all about Gohan just killing him. I think I said in the previous reaction podcast, I was like, I want to see this guy dead to Gohan. Gohan, much crueler strategy, is seen chasing this dinosaur around. And instead of killing him, he just takes a slice of his tail off every day, grills that up. That's lunch. Bro, throughout this stretch, we'll just talk about it now. Like, this is an ongoing storyline. That tail is getting smaller and smaller by the day, bro. Gohan is eating.
This is true redemption, bro.
Bro, this is vengeance, man. This is Batman in the rain. Yes. This is Batman in the rain over Gotham vengeance, bro. He piece by piece. Not even his friend had to go through that. His friend just got eaten whole. This guy's getting eaten bite by bite.
Yeah,
I'm all about it. That was my favorite arc of the episode, honestly. That's what I'm tapped in for.
In the previous episode, yes, that is quite the turnaround for sure. Anyway, I don't really think there's too much more to speak on with Arlia. I mean, other than those,
not too much more to speak. What about the fact that after they pieced out and let's go.
I was going to say, I mean, not too much more to speak on other than the fact that, you know, they pieced out as we mentioned, and then they're like, yeah, dude, we're getting out of here. And then, you know, Vegeta Nappa obviously cleaning up everyone, because these are like basically they seem on the power level probably like humans. Like there's nothing really to them, you know, in terms of compared to Vegeta and Nappa. And then they call out this like gargantuan thing that is definitely, I'm sure someone made Hirudegan based on this monster, for sure.
The Hirudegan beast.
Yeah, and so then Hirudegan comes out, or sorry, it's not actually Hirudegan, but still, yeah, basically that type of massive creature comes out, and then Nappa and Vegeta just, it was Yeti. Sorry, it was Yeti. Was the name Yeti.
Oh, was it? Yeah, scary guy.
And then Vegeta and Nappa obviously take care of that, and then the worst part about this episode is that they take off, right?
Mm-hmm.
And then it shows the person we spoke of that was in the cell, that was the true husband of the king's wife, or the king's bride.
Pink bug. Yeah, pink bug.
And it actually they have a moment, and they get reunited, you know, and they pointed out like they've got like these bracelets on to signify their, you know, I guess their marriage or whatever, and like it keeps cutting back to the bride up in the chair next to the king and stuff, and so they're finally reunited, and like Vegeta and Nappa, and I kind of was like, are they not going to destroy it? Like maybe they won't destroy the planet, you know, because they do pause for a second, because they're still on the planet when the two lovers get like reunited, right?
Yeah, and they just bounce. I think they're already leaving, but they're technically on the planet. Yeah.
Yeah, and then they start to fly off, and then they stop because Vegeta's like, wait a sec. And they destroy the planet.
Yeah, bro. This is why I was gassing Raditz up, man. Because I think Raditz would have just left in peace, bro. Yeah, Raditz would have been like, hey, whatever. Bro, Vegeta turned around and said, hold up, I forgot. Like, he said, hold on, I forgot something. Just double finger blast the planet. They get one hug, by the way. They get a fraction of a second hug, and then their lives are no more, darkness forever.
So this is, according to the wiki, this is his Gallic beam, which is a variation of his Gallic gun. So this is probably this is the first time that we actually see Vegeta do sort of his Gallic gun, in a way, a variation of his Gallic gun, which is kind of, yeah, even he fires his Gallic beam, which destroys Arlia entirely, just as Atla and Limlia run happily into one another's arms. I mean,
I hope they enjoyed it, because that was their final memory together.
I mean, dude, these three arcs, these three mini arcs in these filler episodes are crazy. Like, it's all doom and despair, man. The robot dies, the dinosaur dies.
There's no happiness in Dragon Ball Z.
Like, it's not, like, I'm just like, what?
Well, I take that back. There's one bit of happiness in this episode, other than death, destruction, everything, because Nano, a certain character comes back.
Yes.
Revealed for the first time in Dragon Ball Z in a random episode on Terra on Planet Arlia. not a character I think you'd expect. Who comes racing? It shows a shot of some mushrooms. It's a very Dragon Ball scene. Not Dragon Ball Z. I mean, OG Dragon Ball scene, Dragon Mushroom Ball. Village.
It gave me, I think you were just about to say, it gave me like, oh my gosh, what's her name?
Arale?
Yeah, it gave me
Arale Village.
It gave me like Arale vibes, but it wasn't Arale.
It was Launch. Speeding over with a race. She's getting chased by cops. Just pulled off an amazing heist. But yeah, that's the first time she's back in the show. And this is a character I think we all know goes on to be entirely forgotten about. So best to enjoy it now. Any Launch fans out there, this is pretty big for Launch fans out there.
This is, she doesn't really come back at all after Saiyan Saga, does she? Like, am I forgetting any?
Hey, I mean, in the main story, probably not, but who knows? Maybe me and you watching the filler, we might get a few more scenes, like maybe 3.
Yeah. I mean, she's definitely going to be present for the time being.
Yeah, sure. She's a pretty big character now, honestly. Like,
yes, she's getting a lot of screen time.
a lot of screen time, which I don't know if is necessarily best for the show, but she's decently funny. You know, she's okay.
Yeah,
you got a few jokes in there.
I like the sneezing shtick she's got. So yeah, that's fine. And I think that's it, right? Isn't that the wrap up of the episode?
That's the whole episode, man. The 2 bug lovers get blown to smithereens. Gohan gets a steak dinner, and then Launch pulls off a heist. That's episode whatever that was. I don't even remember what episode number it was. Terra and Arlia.
Can you tell us what the are there was this a manga thing? Like what's going on here with this episode specifically?
Well, Nano, I mean I would have guessed this, but I wasn't confident. But aside from the scene where Gohan is eating berries and confronts the carnivorous dinosaurs, all scenes are exclusive to the anime. Not an ounce of manga in here other than Gohan eating berries and confronting dinosaurs. I was
wrong. So there is no inkling to Arlia at all.
I guess not. Other than I feel like, I mean, I guess actually no, that wouldn't be from Arlia. I'm thinking of when they were actually eating the bugs. So yeah, I guess not. I guess no Arlia at all.
So when I was
anime exclusive,
when I was Googling this for a second, and this maybe is making a little bit of sense. And especially based on what I was saying to you, especially in the reaction that we just mentioned a second ago, is the fact that Nappa looked no different, but Vegeta did. And so, I'm trying to give my own headcanon of that it's the planet giving him that sort of aesthetic. But it does. I found a lot of people on a lot of different forums, and you guys can chime in on this, of course, over in the YouTube comments. But it says that they didn't know what the coloring for Vegeta would be, and that's why he looks like that in this episode. Because at the time that they
just guessed.
At the time that they made this episode, there was no official color palette for Vegeta, and that would maybe make sense as to maybe. I mean, that especially with what you're saying, like if this episode came out to just kind of be like, look, we're gonna get to them eventually. Like here are the big baddies. You're all waiting to see everyone fight. And they're like, well, we don't have to color it. I'm just, honestly, though, if this is all true, I'm just thankful that they got it corrected and that Vegeta doesn't look like that forever. That's a fun one-off, but I would not want Vegeta to have that coloring forever.
That was, it's honestly cool to see because it kind of reminds you just how much work goes into making an iconic series. Like we were talking about this with Attack on Titan. You can miss in a lot of areas and then your series isn't perfect. I do feel like, again, it's a fine color scheme. Like, it's a cool one-off, cool trivia.
Yes.
But him being like that for the whole show probably would have been a pretty huge miss. That shit would have been awful.
Yeah.
I would have gotten tired of it.
I think I would have too. I mean, he basically, low-key kind of looks like a Super Saiyan God.
I don't really like his hair that much.
It's his hair. Like I like the rest of it. I don't think the rest of it would bother me too much. But yeah, the hair. I'm like, I feel like his hair is so. I mean, that's one of the most iconic things to Vegeta, right? The widow peak and all that. Like, so
honestly, I'm more like I don't even like the color. Like, it's a cool color for a one-off. Like having it in a fighting game is cool. But like imagining like when he goes to Frieza, like Namek. Having that color scheme carry over to like the slimmer armor design, I think that would have looked so ugly, man. That would have been so ugly. And that probably would have transferred over to like all the armor probably would have looked like that actually.
Yeah.
To fit in.
You're definitely right.
So then Krillin and Gohan would have been wearing this ugly. I don't know, bro. It would have been a miss to me. It would have been a miss to me.
Was there so obviously filler, but is there anything else about the show that's like worth noting here? Before
as far as trivia, there is stuff that we could say, like there's like they mentioned that this is the first episode in trivia on the wiki where Gohan is shown to consciously harness ki, which is true. We didn't make a big deal of that in our review, but he does fire a mini beam, Kamehameha type to cook his steak. Like he starts a fire with ki, and he does this fully aware of what he's doing, knows what he's doing. So that's basically is that the only trivia? Looking at the wiki, yeah, that's pretty much the only trivia. Man. Okay. Other than this episode shows the type of humor Nappa and Vegeta have, but yeah, we already kind of saw that.
Yeah, we already kind of knew that. Okay, well then in that case, it's time to give it a rating, Doto.
Ooh, I don't know what I'm gonna rate this one, bro. Who's going first, me or you?
You can go first.
All right, I'm looking over here. I'm gonna look at the camera. You hold your number up real quick. I'm gonna look this way actually. All right, take it down.
I'm gonna go with. I feel like it's just so middle of the road. I'm just gonna go with a 5. Like a 5. Like
I hate that you said that.
Why?
Because I was gonna give it a 4 in my head, and then when you said I'm gonna go with, I was like, I'll give it a 5 because of the Gohan arc that I really like. So it's about average to me. But yeah, I guess middle of the road. So I'm also gonna give it a 5. Unfortunately, double 5 it up. Because
bro's copying me, man.
Hey, it's unfortunate, man. I was gonna go with a 4, and then I was like, nah, 5, and you said 5. I just feel like it's average. It's average.
It's just average, and I think we've said this before, and I just want to say this again. It's all relative because I don't think like I think if you compared this episode to say like I'm just gonna go out on a limb and say Goku v Vegeta is a 10, right? I imagine it will be at least close to that for me, but I don't think like that 10 compared to this, like that is probably pushes this down to more like a 3 if I'm being honest with you. I know that might sound like well then just give it a 3, but in the era that we're in right now, I feel like this is a 5. Like I think for me specifically, if that makes sense. If you're like this makes no sense to me, Nano, then my bad. But like that's where you got to think like. What like the headspace we're in and the episodes that we've watched, like we're far past the Raditz era, like we're, I say that as if
I understand your grading curve. I would say my grading curve for people that are interested, I actually think I'm trying to keep it consistent. So yeah, like if Goku and Vegeta is a 10, that's why I would say this one is a 5, because like a 5 to me is like if it comes on, I'd watch it. I'd sit down, I'd watch Gohan cook, cut him up. I'd watch the Arlia stuff. The Arlia stuff is pretty huge. Because this is Vegeta Nappa, exclusive to the anime, new color scheme. Yeah, it makes it somewhat interesting. And Launch shows up, so that gives it a little trivia, I guess. But nothing huge. But other than that, I mean, we're gonna talk about a sub 5, so I think that'll keep our grading scale pretty consistent going into the next couple of episodes. 5, yeah, you wanna see something below a 5? Boy, do we have something for you. Boy, do we got some good stuff.
Is it time to go global?
I think it is. Global training. This episode clickbaited the hell out of me, Neto. Global training. I thought we were finally going to get to see some real Earthling training.
I did too. I was especially like it cuts to a shot of them in the the Capsule Corp device, and then like when we're watching it, and I was like, man. Yeah, like the cutaway. This definitely could be Tien, and then it went to the waterfall, and I kind of thought like what you thought, like we're seeing the waterfall again because
I thought it was Gohan,
and then no, it actually is Tien, and I'm like, okay, we might be really in for something, bro.
So Tien is finally here. That was hype.
Like what? Now, yeah, it's nice to finally see Tien, see a new face, see Chiaotzu. And of course, more Launch, who is the
huge part of this episode.
Like we know you guys are excited for some more. Excited to see Launch.
Yeah, so. Launch is the tie-in to all of this. She's the biggest character in Dragon Ball Z right now.
Actually,
she is the. Every now and then, Dragon Ball Z picks a new main character for 3 episodes. Right now, Launch is the main character for 3 episodes. So we got our teaser last episode, and this episode is basically all about Well, I'd like to say it was all about something, but it's actually about nothing at all, man. Nothing happens in this. We do get more Gohan funny scenes, though, where he is absolutely tormenting the hell out of this dinosaur. He is getting his comeuppance, bro.
Easily the best part of this episode.
The comeuppance goes crazy. And Gohan's having his fun, too. He could kill this guy in an instant. He's just chasing around faster.
The fact that the summary on the wiki for this is barely 3 paragraphs, I think. The listeners and the viewers right now, all they need to know about this episode.
Bro, you know what's crazy about this episode is even without seeing the wiki, me describing it, I'm almost out of stuff to talk about, bro. I said, we talked about Tien to launch. Gohan chases a dinosaur. We have one thing left to talk about, and then the episode's over, bro. So I don't know if we want to.
One last thing.
Here we go.
Get flashbacks.
Oh, we did. That was awesome. Yeah. So in this episode of Nothing, we got our first. Was it our first flashback? It felt like our first unnecessary one, at least. Like the first one that was just like, okay.
No. We've had plenty of flashbacks because we just got
really
remember the flashbacks whenever Goku gets up to King Yama's.
And Kami,
is sitting there and like
that. Okay, never mind. That one was worse. Yeah.
That one was way worse than this one. But this still was just what felt like trying to fill time. Like this didn't feel necessary. It was a Gohan dream,
especially because it had no effect on Gohan at all. And then, like at all.
Yeah, none. Because he just like you said, he just remembered his father is dead, and then he's like, good morning.
Nano's not even being hyperbolic. He literally, the narrator's like, unfortunately, his training's not the only thing on his mind. And it's him sleeping, and it's like a flashback like, Dad, no, you're dead. No, Dad. You expect that to play to the episode. He gets up and goes, good morning, world. Yeah. It's a great day to be alive. It's like, damn, bro, you don't care at all.
There was one more thing. Piccolo destroys one of the 7 wonders of the world.
Yeah, no, that is, I think, the last thing of the episode because it triggers Piccolo's training. Hold on, bro. We got to talk about all the training. So let's start with Piccolo. Go on. Not we. I don't mean to rope you into this because I spearheaded the ignorance. I made fun of Piccolo's training technique for Gohan of just leaving him in the woods. I'm sorry. Okay, I was wrong. I missed. That is clearly the better training option compared to lifting pyramids with your mind. That is all Piccolo does this whole episode.
Or stopping the waterfall.
And then Tien's training was stopping a waterfall with his mind.
Are we just being haters?
I'm hating, and I'll admit it, and I'm going to keep hating because that was lame as hell.
Yeah, I'm honestly, I'm going to be on your same energy with this because both of these were so lame, dude. Like,
it's a cool like one-shot wonder.
Yeah, but they keep going back to it.
But Piccolo actually deadlifts pyramids for like 7 minutes of screen time, and then he splits the fault line. But whatever. And then Tien just holds waterfalls like 3 times. Like 3. That's lame, bro. That's lame. Gohan does cooler stuff in this episode of just being in nature.
Yeah.
And I guess other than that, I did forget to mention that in between the Tien stopping waterfalls, Launch does hire a group of chefs by gunpoint to cook him a big meal.
20. He's like,
yeah, because Launch is really into this guy.
Yeah, I guess poor Launch because Tien is not into it.
Okay, that was the funniest bit in the whole episode. That was the funniest bit is Launch. I'm just gonna retrain the joke 1-to-1 because it was that funny. But Launch like makes this meal. She's super into Tien. Tien saves her, and she sneezes. And only blonde Launch is super into Tien. Purple Launch doesn't really care. So she sneezes, transforms back, and she's like, "Well, I guess I'm leaving. Goodbye." And Tien's like, damn, I'm glad that bitch is gone. Like he literally like 1-to-1 says like, damn, now I can finally get some real training done. And then she sneezes and comes right back.
That was for all of 2 seconds. She goes
all of 2 seconds, but he managed to get that like Key and Peele like, bitch. Like he got that line out real quick. He was like, fuck, dude.
Man.
Can't be having a woman around here for too long. That was crazy. that was wild. Tien is a true Patrick Bateman Sigma male, bro. Like he does not care about women.
Yeah, he really didn't. He just wanted to go back to that, and then Bulma and Krillin show up, and then it's time to go to.
Oh, that brings us into a stinger. Like the one thing that actually happens, like the final scene of Goku running on Snake Way, part 85, and he meets a Zamboni driver, catches a ride. I remember this being a truck, but it was somebody cleaning Snake Way. It was somebody cleaning Snake Way. They had like a Zamboni, which, by the way, can we discuss? I would have quit if King Yemma told me to go sweep Snake Way. Fuck you, dude. Like, actually, fuck you.
Hang on. In this world, though, where like Capsule Corp is a thing, what if it just is fully automated? But you do need someone in the vehicle, but it's fully automated. You can just sit there. You can just like play games while it's doing a sweep.
I don't think that guy had a phone, bro. He was driving that thing. He was forklift certified. He had his eyes. Well, actually, I can't even say he had his eyes on the road. Never, because of something that happens next episode. Or does that happen at the end of it? No, that's next episode.
No. It happens at the end of this one.
Really?
Yeah. It happens at the end of this one.
Oh, it does. Yeah, it does, because the stinger. So, I guess it's no spoilers to say. Well, one, I would have quit. Fuck you, King Yemma. That's like in the army when people like badmouth to their like drill sergeants and they have to go mop the rain as it's raining. That's pretty much the only that's a punishment. This is a job. He's just mopping Snake Way for what? The next Goku? Nobody's coming through here. Anyway, Goku meets this helpful Zamboni driver, gets on. Helpful Zamboni driver crashes. Hits a bump in the road. Goku flies off to hell.
Bump in the road, or like,
yeah, a bump on the smooth Snake Way road. Yeah, that wasn't premeditated, bro. And that guy was a cold-hearted killer. And
falls into hell. He's in hell.
Yeah, he's in hell.
And then he finds the the fruit.
Yeah, immediately commits the cardinal sin. Goku immediately kicks off the Bible storyline.
Yep. I mean,
he's all over it.
It did look pretty yummy. I'm kind of
I would have snatched it too, honestly. Like, I can't blame him.
But anyway, apparently it's King Yemma's fruit, and you can't do that. And then I think we get knocked out, and that's the end of the episode. That's it.
That's the end of the episode. Honestly, a very backloaded episode. Would not watch this one. Let's go ahead and talk differences from the manga. This was not in the manga. All right, let's go back to trivia. I like how the major events, by the way, shout out to the wiki. Sometimes the wiki is pretty sassy, bro. Major events. Piccolo continues to train. Krillin recruits Tien. Goku falls from Snake Way. That's it, man. This episode could be broken down in 5 sentences.
Once again tries to win over Tien's heart, though.
That's pretty huge.
That's massive. Is there anything else that's worth like? Oh, there's a poster of a Raleigh on the inside of Launch's capsule house.
I didn't see that. I missed that.
What?
Wow, we got to keep our eyes open.
Yeah, we do. Man, I can't believe we missed that.
They were planning that. That's why she drove out of Mushroom Village. She probably stole that.
Oh, this is okay. I was thinking that. So in the trivia section, an animation error occurs in the episode when Gohan nearly does not make a gap in the ground closing from an earthquake and bursts through. When it's shown from Piccolo's perspective, though, it is as if he never breaks any of the rubble. I did notice that.
Oh, I guess I thought he just cleared it.
Okay.
I guess I was wrong.
I think we spent enough time on this episode.
Yeah, I'm ready to go, bro.
Yeah.
So get me out of here.
You go first this time. Hey, don't look. I'll hold up when I'm.
All right. I don't need to look. I'm giving this a 2, a hard 2, bro. This episode sucked.
Dude, look over here.
Why, Nano? Stop copying me, bro. What is your explanation for your 2?
This is definitely the worst episode we've watched so far.
Yeah, I was trying to think of something else. I mean, have we? Yeah, no.
I think the closest to this one would be day 1, which was the episode I think we're talking about where they do the recap. We spend like minutes recapping with the scenes happening behind Kami's head, and basically nothing happens. So I think like this is easily my least favorite episode that we've watched so far, and nothing basically happened, and I feel like they wasted the debut of Tien in my opinion. So. Which maybe we're just, maybe we're both putting too much weight on Tien's shoulders here, and maybe no one really cares about Tien. But.
Nah, those shoulders can definitely take more weight. But anyway, I definitely think it's just unfortunate because you're right. They wasted Tien's opening. And this was the first episode, by the way, that made me think if this was my first episode of Dragon Ball Z, I don't think I would have watched it. Like, I don't think I would have been excited to tune back in,
bro.
Like especially the Piccolo lifting pyramids. That's when I thought it in my head. I don't think I even said it in the reaction, but I was just like, this is it. Like, this is pretty lame, dude. Like he lifted a pyramid, put it back down, lifted a pyramid, put it back down, lifted a pyramid, dropped it, and then they sunk into the earth. It was really not exciting. Like it was very still. I looked at this and this just felt like, obviously I hope this isn't what happened. Nappa Studios animation excuse, but this just felt like everybody wanted a week off, but you have to come into work. You got to get something done.
Listen, guys, we got a Dragon Ball Z episode airing this week, but we know all you guys are burnt out. So.
Yeah, let's just take this one easy, boys. Like get us a Piccolo drawing, a pyramid drawing, and we'll find a way to get 7 minutes out of that. What happened to the drink, man?
It hit
spicy. That was crazy, bro. Bro reacted like that drink was extra spicy.
Anyway,
yeah, that's global training. Probably I will forget about it as soon as we stop talking about it right now.
Which is time for episode 13 of Dragon Ball Z, Gaz and Mez.
You want to talk about from forgettable to iconic? I'm not saying this episode's that great, but it's
an iconic episode though.
This one stuck into my brain.
Yes.
Me and Nato both agreed in our reaction, patreon.com/key moments. If you want to go check it out again. Second plug. We both agreed this is one episode. Goku's in hell now and has to get out. I remember this being like 25 episodes at least as a kid, but it's just this one. It's just Gaz and Mez. The episode title is the characters' names. And if you're watching this video, you probably know these guys. It's the blue and red ogre. And these guys are in one episode. I thought they were iconic characters to the franchise.
Same.
Low key. These guys deserve a Dokkan card.
I mean, you see them again, right? In
they do. I think
Majin Buu?
It's way earlier than that, bro. Because the Ginyu Force is gonna roll through the year. I think, right?
I think
these guys bully the Ginyu Force,
and it says they show up during the Saiyan saga, and you don't see them again till the Buu saga.
Really? We don't see these guys mess with the Ginyu Force?
Maybe during the Otherworld saga, maybe. But no, it does not mention, at least on Mez's. I mean, maybe it's wrong. Maybe, but yeah, Mez is showing as if we don't see him again until Majin Buu saga.
That
isn't that crazy?
Is crazy. That is crazy. Because these guys, Gaz and Mez.
I'm glad we have similar memories here, because these guys left like an impression on me. Like,
yeah, there's something like I would never look at these guys and say that's character design, man. That's great. But these guys are like weirdly iconic. Like, I think that just shows with everybody, because like there's a ton of video games where I think these guys are in it. There's like a ton of like Dragon Ball lore. These guys are in it. Like these guys, comments. I actually am so interested in this. Do Gaz and Mez stick out in your head in terms of Dragon Ball, like adjacent things? Like I think of Gaz and Mez a lot when I think of Dragon Ball. Like, especially it goes hell. I think of these two.
Oh, dude. Yeah.
These two and then Janemba.
Yes. Yeah.
Dragon Ball Z hell, Gaz and Mez, Janemba in my head pop up immediately. And then Jelly Beans.
I don't know. I'm like so interested now with the Ginyu Force comment you just made. But in the Majin Buu saga, they're shown to be hiding from Cell, King Cold, Frieza, and the Ginyu Force. So are you just thinking of maybe that scene specifically?
I could be, honestly. I do just remember the Ginyu Force and then them in my mind. But I can't believe they're hiding from them. I thought the bit was that these guys just beat their ass over there. But I guess I don't know how that would even be possible. But that's what I remember.
Man, dude.
Damn.
Well, you know what? We'll have to stay tapped in and we'll find out, because we'll get there eventually one day.
Yeah, I'll say, like, during the key moments, I think me and Nana, we should just beef up, bro. You're closer than I am. Let's both beef up. Let's end the series with a Gaz and Mez cosplay, bro.
Okay. Well, wait.
These guys are built like. I'll take whoever you don't want. They're both iconic to me.
I think I want to be blue.
Okay, all right. I just like their tank tops. The hell tank top.
Yeah.
That goes a little crazy, bro. Like that's modern day fashion right there.
Now, this, even as much as we're gassing up this episode, by the way, the summary on this one is also pretty minimal too.
Yeah, not a lot happens. Pretty much what you remember, if you guys are like me and Nano, is what, that's it. Like that's the episode.
Yep. Mez. So just to get everyone caught up, in case there's some of you guys that are just listening to this and not doing the rewatch along. This is the episode where Goku's now awoken, down in hell. Of course, he's fallen off of Snake Way, and he's greeted by first Mez, Gaz. I like how I was so confident, and then I still didn't say it that way. But Gaz greets him with a big old club, right? And he's protecting the tree because you're not supposed to take King Yima's fruit, which we then find out that King Yima's fruit will fill you up for 3 months. Not sure how accurate that is, but will fill you up for 3 months and double your strength, which for someone like Goku, this is, absolutely insane. And you can't get back, but they do say that if you can beat them, then they'll show you how to get back. Well, actually, Gaz promises Goku that he can show him how to get back. Mez is not into it. Mez actually has to go do paperwork while Gaz goes and gets to mess around with Goku, and they play rock paper scissors.
He loses the first to one.
Yeah, they do rock paper scissors to do that, and so Gaz is gonna mess with Goku and throw Goku up back into Snake Way, and Mez is like, oh man, he just jumps right to the extreme. He's gonna kill him already or something like that, and then of course it does nothing to Goku because it's Goku, and they're like, what? Who's this guy? And so then Gaz is like, okay, well, I'll let you get back. I'll show you how to get back up there, but we got to wrestle.
This was I think this might have been the coolest action scene in this episode. Like the Goku, because Goku doesn't really wrestle this guy. He catches him,
he
asks if it's his turn.
Him out of the circle because they do draw a line, like a circle, like for them to have to stay in. And he tries to push him out of it. And then Goku does, you can tell him. So
basically cool. Just the friction fist. He stances up and just punches the air until he goes fast enough to just generate enough air to blast this guy out of the ring.
For a second, I heard the da da da.
Yeah. He was hitting it with some UI tech. He was thinking about transforming. A little foreshadowing maybe. Let's start the counter. Foreshadowing to UI. That's one. So that's a ding right there.
UI Goku's going crazy in that thumbnail right now.
Yeah. So this is a UI Goku thumbnail, and this is just in case you guys thought we clickbaited. No, this is real. Our title is UI in Dragon Ball Z episode 14.
I'm teasing you right now, by the way, but also I'm like, man, wait, this might be kind of fired.
Yeah, you want to title and thumbnail it with UI Goku and just say UI Goku this early, and then we should just do that every time Goku does anything.
But this was specifically UI Goku moves, okay?
Yeah, this was some tech we'd see UI Goku. He actually does. UI has that in fighters. Something like that.
Yeah.
Close enough.
He's got it in Xenoverse as well.
Yeah. It's iconic attack. That's his whole thing.
You guys know how this goes. The UI moves knocks Gaz out of the ring.
He loses. He's a loser. Can't win. And Goku just diffs these guys.
They use a seesaw to try to get Goku back up on Snake Way. And then, of course, we find out, guess what? There's a barrier. So once you are down in hell, you are not going back, at least not that way.
Yeah. We do get to see a sick Kamehameha to boost him up, though.
That was really cool.
That was cool.
And that was unless I'm forgetting something during the Raditz fight, that was probably the most drawn out Kamehameha yet that Sean has got to do.
Yeah, it was cool. Again, last episode, I had thoughts if I watch this, I would not watch this again. This episode, even though it's still filler, it's still not exciting.
It's substantially more fun filler, though.
I would, if I saw this as a kid and he did that beam, I'd be like, whoa, dude. That was sick. You got the beam
and you got the yeah, bro.
That's enough. 2 action scenes is enough.
So the seesaw doesn't work. So then of course Mez is like, well, if you catch me, then I'll show you the actual secret way to get out of here.
Yeah, Mez is the fastest ogre in hell.
Yep. And as you can imagine, actually, Goku and Mez low-key go on a date. But beyond that, Goku does some reverse psychology and catches him. And
yeah, he tries to fake him out. He goes for the fruit, and then Mez chases him. Basically, just another huge battle IQ feat for Goku. Usually, we do like to leave this to the power scalers, but another example of his tremendous battle IQ. Hopefully, Death Battle gets that right in the next one.
I mean, I do. Yeah, I mean, truly, Goku is I think that's just something because of just how goofy they portray the character. But Goku is a true master of martial arts and just in general fighting. And this, even though you're kind of memeing right now, but this does go to show that he knows he knows how to win. Like, I don't know, he's just a winner, bro. Goku.
The winning effect.
And then we come back to Gohan for a second for some actual pretty cool moment of I say Goku, I meant Gohan. Gohan of like catching just literally berries, basically running from a saber-tooth tiger. But and that was pretty much it for that. But then we come back to Goku actually catching Mez, and then he gets shown the way out of hell. And I won't lie, because I wasn't for sure. I didn't remember how this episode ends. I was like, are we gonna like are we in the snake's belly right now? Like, are we gonna end up at the door for Princess Snake? But that
would have been exciting.
So much worse.
It was awful. I would have quit. Like, shout out to my friends and family back on Earth. I know the Saiyans are coming back, but basically Goku comes through the ending of the stairs, the light. He finally gets to the light at the end of the tunnel, and it's revealed to be like King Yema's drawer on his desk.
Back at the beginning.
Back at the beginning of Snake Way. Ain't no way. I would have just quit, bro. Like, I would have laid down. I would have cried. I would have been unconsolable. Nah, I would have sent the message back to Earth. Call me. I can't do it. Bring me back.
Yep, y'all got this. Y'all take care of the Saiyans. I'm out.
I would have been so pissed, man. Nah. So all of that progress, every episode you've heard me and Nano talk about the cuts to Goku on Snake Way. For nothing.
All for nothing. However, Goku did steal one of the fruits.
This is true.
Right before. And so now Goku is all like roided up on Tran fruit, and he's got double the power, and he's not going to be hungry for 3 months.
Yep, so that cardinal sin is coursing through his veins.
So much.
He is fast. He mentions that too. He says like, I feel amazing.
He does say that. And then that's the episode. We're all done.
That's it. That's 3 out of 3 episodes. Now, Nano, what do you want to rate this one? You get to go first on this one. I'll hold up a number.
Manga. What about manga? How much of this was manga?
I looked at it halfway through. We were talking. None of it. None of it's in the manga.
No, none of it.
None of it. None of it at all. Honestly, that I feel like that does say something to the character of Gaz and Mez, because these two do feel very Akira Toriyama to me. But I mean, hey, anime team did a good job with this one.
A lot of this episode, especially the tag between Mez and Goku, felt like super Akira. Like super crazy. I definitely this gave off hardcore like those types of vibes. But I definitely got my rating ready. You want me to go first?
Yeah, let me hold mine up. All
right.
Yeah, I'll just do this. Go ahead, bro.
So I don't want to gas this up too much, but it is the highest rating of the day. I'm gonna go with a 6 on this episode. How about you?
No, I held up a 6.
No.
Yeah, bro. Well, you copied me again, bro.
Bro, we gotta stop. We gotta stop, man.
You copied me again.
Bro,
I feel like
it's scripted.
It's not very exciting. Most podcasts, nowadays, especially the popular ones, are all about
drama,
differences. Yeah, drama, differences, Nano. Some like intrigue, bro. Like, we can't just agree on everything. We got to go back and forth. There has to be clashes of opinions. But we've agreed on everything today. But I will say, this episode is like a perfect 6. Like, is it amazing? Is it something that's going to grab your attention? Probably not. It's not a 7. I wouldn't say it's great. But
no, but it's as you said, it's iconic in its own little way, right?
It'll worm your way into your head. And it's good. Like, it's good. It has iconic characters. It is if anything, this episode proved to me today that this is a brainworm of an episode, bro. Because I remember this so clearly.
Yeah.
This is Dragon Ball Z to me.
I remember it being more episodes, and I remember it very vividly. Even if I didn't remember exactly how we got between the beats, I remembered the race or tag. I always thought it was a race in my head. And I remembered the wrestling, and I remembered him going up and hitting his head because he couldn't get back in the snake way. Like,
and then he comes back down.
Of the 3 episodes we watched, this is the one I remembered the most, bar none. So,
yeah, I would say out of every episode we watched, including Raditz, like, there was some stuff that happens and obviously you forget outside of like the main fight. But this one I remembered a lot, which is impressive except for the drawer. I don't remember him coming out of King Yema's drawer.
I didn't either. And that happens in Kakarot,
which is brutal.
If I'm not mistaken. So I should have remembered that.
But overall, good episode. Gaz and Mez, great characters. I will say that. Good episode, great characters. Good job, anime team. You got one.
Doto, you know what I'm realizing is we're, literally on the precipice of the end of this particular episode of the pod. We didn't call out the fact that you got a new camera.
Oh yeah, because it's normal setup. We are back to that. It's okay. It's not as bad as the last one.
Bro, we're actually in like the 2020s era.
I know. We're like 2019.
Before I was like basically making videos with you from like 2003.
Yeah, pretty much.
Get your
like a camcorder
MacBook out, you're just like
yeah. So this is something we can keep, especially if we record earlier in the day. I don't know how likely that is with daylight savings. It's not even that late right now.
I was about to say, with daylight savings, bro, we're fighting an uphill battle.
The lower the light, the worse it is. But I would say right now it's doing okay. It's doing all right.
Hope you guys are doing okay, and hope you guys checked out the Patreon, which you can click the link down below. Hope you guys liked this video. Hope you guys left us a rating on Spotify and on Apple Podcasts. And for those of you that do listen,
what's it like to get triple
we're
plugged?
aware that some of those have been late. Massive apologies on that. We're hopefully going to be back to having those up the same day the YouTube videos drop. So we appreciate you guys supporting us. Doto, any final words?
No final words other than, yeah, I'm surprised we're still kicking. Dragon Ball's still kicking. We'll see you guys in the next one. Bye.